And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? Okay, I'm going to do some work on my monkey. This is a present from a very good friend of mine. He worked the engine a little bit and done some things there. I added the oil cooler. I added this. I just started taking it apart because I'm going to turn the seat back to normal. The normal seat is going back on. This guy. This seat I actually modified, cut this down to get it lower. Not fantastic, but it worked. I also modified this to get this lower. Now I want to put it back to standard. I'm going to need to buy another one. But actually that's not so terribly important right now, because I actually really only want to change these shocks out because they are shit. Check these bushings out. Not the best quality, totally rooted. So I'm going to push those out or melt them out and then find something better that fits in this hole so I can continue to use these shocks. The other problem here is these swing arm bushes are no good, so I'll replace them. I figure I can probably get away with just removing one of these shocks and then figuring out what bushes I need, and then just buying 4. Or buying, you know, a set for each side. Oh, can you come out without removing the exhaust? Please tell me you can. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, okay. There we go. Totally shot. This one too. Absolute garbage. I just pushed it out with my finger, probably. Oh, it's just... Oh, they've just... It's just disintegrated. That's... Wow. Yeah, made in China. Alright, so that I've pushed those out, just find this size and then get online and find some bushings that fit it. Okay. Top hole. That's really weird. It tapers in. Interesting. Anyway, we're at 20 mil for there. What's the bottom one like? The bottom one is also 20 mil. That's hard to believe. Let's double check that. Yep, 20 mil indeed. So I'll head to a bike shop and see if I can't get some bushings for it, or at least price them up, and then maybe milk some information out of them, pick their brains, and then possibly hit up Yahoo Auction. I don't think these are very good anyway. What brand are they? They are YSS brand. They're YSS brand, if that means anything to anybody. YSS. Okay. To jack this thing up, I think I'm going to have to pull the exhaust off. That's all that is. Just that. I get this bolt undone and then undo the brake like that. Can we get this off now? Chain off. Right. Trailing arm bolt. This is the play that I'm talking about. Maybe it's supposed to be like that, but it certainly doesn't feel very good when you're riding it. Very unnerving. Maybe it's supposed to be like that, but I can feel that while I'm riding it, and I don't like it. Maybe it's because it wasn't tight enough. Don't know, we'll see anyway. I picked up these Kitaco 330mm shocks. They were about 50 bucks. Not bad. Look pretty good. Actually metal. I think they're made in Japan even. That'd be nice. Come with different sized centers for the bushes, which is good. Just need to pick the ones that I need, and then we're good to go. You're the right one, yep. Just ever so little amount of this shit. Give it a bit of a wipe down. Clean my hands. Clean the shock. Right, now you go on there like that. And you go on there like that. And we have ourselves a shock. Right. Okay, that's one shock on. Got the seat bolted in here as well. Two washers. Let's wash it on here. This one goes on here. Then we need cap. One cap bolt. One of these. Cap bolt for the bottom. That goes on there. Once the shock goes on. Okay, just going to attempt to get this other bush in here. That goes in fairly easy. This one doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. One. This one's going to be difficult. I had to press this out last time to get it to get the centerpiece in. See how I go this time. No, I don't like my chances. Nah, no chance. You're gonna have to push this rubber piece out and then put them in together. So last time I used a socket. See if I can do it with my fingers. Nope. Oh, that hurts. Just gonna use a socket. There we go. Press that out. A little bit of silicone grease on here. Just a little bit. Shitloads actually. Right, now this should push in. Should, doesn't. Is it the right one? That'd suck. Yeah, it is, alright. Right, just get it started like that, and that's how I got it in last time. There we go, and she's in. Beautiful. Clean it up with a rag, press it on. One of those. One of these. That's one. Where's the fell? There it is. Did a washer for the bottom here. Where did that go? Is it on there still? No. Oh, wait a minute. There is supposed to be a washer on the bottom. Where the fuck did that go? What wash should I use on the top here? No washer on the top. That's what I've done. No washer on the top. Here we go. So you go down on there. You go up here. Oh, I need to get in there with Captain Dodge. El Capitan Dodjo. No talking this shit to spec, that's for sure. Alright, how are we looking? Looking good. Scary. There we go. $30. Okay, we've got 30 there. Right, I'm not sure how we're going to get 30 on this one. Maybe just... What the fuck size is that? 22? 22, that's how we're going to do it. Use the right tool, that's how. Right. Good. Okay, to change the tyre in a Monkey, you have to pull the wheel in half. And it's just held together by all those bolts. And then the bike shop that I went to, I didn't do that, by the way. If you're looking at that, I didn't do it. It was already there. But as this tyre has a tube in it, that won't matter. Now, the bike shop shared with me this secret, so I will share it with you. I don't know how much of a secret it actually is, but I've never done bike tires before. This is my first time. He told me to stuff the tube in and then inflate it. Don't inflate it, but, you know, put some air in it, and that will allow you to... Let me just put this camera here. That will allow you to put the two... Oh, crap. Which one have I got? Right. Let's see. Put that in there like that. Now you can see that the tire, the tube, is out of the way and won't get sandwiched in here. That was the problem with the last tube that I had. The person that put this together must have sandwiched it and then popped a hole in it. You can see that... Here it is. They've tried to repair it, but it's just leaked over time. So, this is garbage. I could probably repair it, but meh, who gives a shit? They're like 15 bucks. And as long as this one's done properly, it won't be a problem. So yeah, put all the bolts in, pump her up, and it'll pop out to the bead there. So I'm just sitting here editing this video, and I realized that I've got no footage of the bike finished, or me riding it, or anything. No kind of closure for this part of the video, or this project. So I thought I'd talk about it. Those shocks that I put in are quite a bit longer than the ones that I pulled out, and that jacked the bike right up. It kind of changed the look of the bike. It's got kind of more of a motocross kind of feel to it now, which has its good points and its bad points. One, with the smaller shocks that I had on before, I'd tend to bottom them out because I'm kind of heavy. I'm not really sure whether that was the weight of the spring or the blown bushes or what was causing that. But that jacked the bike up, and then that caused the angle for the chain to be a little bit different. So I had to sort of adjust a few things to get that to work properly. But it was working. The other thing that happened... Oh, so I was riding it for quite a while, a couple of months, and with no troubles at all. And then the gearbox just decided that it doesn't want to shift into first gear anymore, so it is off the road again, and you'll see it parked up in the next section. Also, I didn't explain about the trailing arm bushes. There was actually nothing wrong with the bushes at all. They're actually bearings. And I talked to the parts shop about why I'm getting this slop while I'm riding the thing, why it feels like the trailing arm is moving back and forward, and they couldn't explain it. I suggested to them that the hole in the frame had been flogged out, and I just needed a 1/100 of a mil thicker bolt, and I thought you'd be able to buy those or some kind of bushing to put in there, but you can't. And what it actually turned out to be is that when the bike was put together, that bolt just wasn't torqued to spec. So I torqued it to spec, and that completely fixed it. No more side-to-side movement on the trailing arm. So that was a good point. One of those moments, one of those few moments, many moments when I forget to turn the camera on. It's running again, still. Just connected up the standard ECU just to see if it would still run, and it does. Apparently I've got 11 AFR, dumb rich, but it hasn't run in a long time, so I guess that's kind of to be expected. Yeah, not really much else to say about that. No check engine lights or anything on, so we are good. Yeah, I couldn't film this because I'm in a real hurry. I filled the diffs, front diff, and rear diff full of fluid. Also got our gearbox full of fluid. Wife and I got the brakes bled. Need to top that up a little bit more. They're all bled, ready to go. Put the old studless tires on it, ready for a burnout. That's where we're at. I have a Scuzzle Motorsport ECU ready to go into this thing, but I'm not there yet. I was planning to keep the truck off the road until that was in. However, circumstances have changed, and I need to use the truck on Tuesday. It is currently Saturday night, so I'm in a bit of a hurry. Monday I'm drifting, so I can't work on it then. So it kind of has to all happen now or tomorrow, basically. Yeah, so I'm in a bit of a hurry. So we've put the stock ECU back in, and I had it running earlier, as you probably saw. See that big box in the back? That's the reason I had to have the truck ready on time. I bought a wheel balancer, And to cut a long story short, I had to pick this thing up. It wouldn't fit inside the Evry, and I didn't want to rent a truck, so we used the carry. I even made it to the drift event on time. This isn't even my event, just something else I stumbled across while I was at Fuji Speedway. An 8.6 that I came across while I was at that drift event. Here's another car from that event. An Alto from that drift event. People camping behind an Altezza. A K truck that I just randomly saw at a convenience store. This bike was at a second-hand store that we just stumbled across. The old Honda Today. Beautiful car. A fellow cappuccino enthusiast expressed an interest to visit Japan, so I invited him to stay with me. And there he is, completely oblivious to me being there.
문제세 there, budget filming.
Yo!
Who needs to? Oh shit,
Garage
Garage
K.
K.
I took Saban straight from the airport to Daikoku Futo to check out some cars. There wasn't a lot here this night, but we still had a good time. The next morning I took Saban to the Hachioji Classic Car Festival. What the fuck? Straight from there we went to Mount Takao and experienced some culture.
What is that?
When it got dark, we hit the Toge, and the next day we went to Tokyo. Nothing to see here, just the
Games of Thrones.
games.
Games of Thrones in Japan.
Alright, I see.
Come on, man. We all know who it is. It's the Tenchi of UE.
There's a woman in there.
She sold the soul.
There's a woman in. Well,
Gold rims, 20-inch rims.
don't you think they could afford cars?
Come on, man. You know horse and cars are worth more than cars. A measly fucking car. Look at that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's waving. I don't know who the fuck. Oh, it's a white dude.
Oh shit.
It's a white dude in there.
It's two white dudes. It's a bald white dude as well.
Gay.
Oh,
This is Edo Joe, aka Tokyo Castle. No running. Famous bridge. Famous gate. Saban. They were planning to build the main castle tower here, but never did. We did Akihabara. Shibuya. The dog, Hachiko. A sex shop where Ryan did the backflip. Famous tower in Harajuku near Omotesando. Getting friendly with a giant bear. Takeshita-dori. Walking to Shinjuku. At Shinjuku. Kabukicho. More Kabukicho Robot Cafe. Some random 8.6 we saw at a hardware store. And just like that, he was gone. And this pretty much sums up how we all were after he left. That's it for this episode. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. I'll see you soon. Later.